people do think that people who aren't members of this gang, at least, or most very, very likely aren't members of this gang, should not be deported with no process, no hearing, no nothing, no evidence to this place in El Salvador they may never get out of, and that they should try to bring them back. And I suppose if they try to bring them back, on the other hand, that raises all kinds of other issues. Like, well, what about the other people? Do we know anything? How many of them are there? Are there 10 innocent people? I mean, innocent meaning, right. The huge majority of them have never seemingly been charged with a crime. So, but let's just stipulate that some number of them, would be suitable for deportation. Maybe not to this place, but to somewhere, because they would have, plausible reason to think the person's a gang member or something. But we don't know how big that number is either, right? I mean, and once they get into acknowledging it, this is, I guess, why they don't want to acknowledge error, maybe apart from the general stubbornness of thinking it's a winning political issue for them, that they're opening a door to a perfectly reasonable, in a way, okay, let's just go over each case and see what the facts are, and but they don't want to do that, it seems like.
Yeah, I think that they're just in deep trouble in different ways, and that's why they don't want to admit it. Because
before the good professor says what he's saying, you have seemingly intelligent people saying, well, they don't belong here, but let's bring them back here and give them due process, whether they're affiliated with the gang or not. Before they send anyone anywhere, they're checking the name that they are giving them. They say, oh, you had your due process, and they send them out to El Salvador. Now, that might be right, that might be wrong. Some of them are sent under the Aliens Act, which is a law in our country. Listen to the professor. He puts it in air quotes as if it's not a real thing. It doesn't matter that no one's used it before Donald Trump. You people just want to change the Constitution.
But there are upwards of, about well north of 200, close to 300 people who have been taken out of the United States under the purported Alien Enemies Act.
Look at the air quotes.
Authority. And then there are additional ones like MS-13 members who might be El Salvadorian citizens themselves that are not Alien Enemies Act. But in some sense, all of them have indeed, as you describe it, been taken out of the country in violation of their constitutional right to due process, just to have the...
No, they don't have a right to. The United States Constitution does not give due process to the people who waltzed into the country. They go under the immigration law. That's it.